All right, so we're here and we're going mobile, and I'm very excited to kind of extend past just talking about social media and what the mobile platform can do for you all. Half of Americans are on smartphones today, and that's roughly 63 million people. About 50% of 25 to 34-year-olds have a smartphone, so how many of you are targeting the 25 to 34-year-old market in some way? All right? And 70% of consumers today are expecting brands to have a mobile-friendly website. How many of you have a mobile-friendly website? Probably texting back to your office. We're going to help you with that today. All right, so a quick show of hands. How many are Android? Where's my Android users? And what about iPhone? Wow. 48% of the market has an Android, and about 30% or so has iPhone, and that I'll tell you why that's important here in a few more slides. My name's Melani Gordon. I'm the co-founder of TapHunter, and we're actually a free mobile app, and we tell consumers where to find beer. They can track, rate, and share it. It's free to download. We're in San Diego, Orange County, and LA, and we're getting ready to launch nationally. On the business side, we help bars and bottle shops market their beer menu and sell more beer. So you can reach me on Twitter. You can email me if you want a copy of this slide presentation, and I'm more than happy to geek out with you anytime and talk marketing, so there's no stupid questions. So today we're going to talk about story, and that's been really the message that's resonated throughout all of today, which I'm sure most of you can agree. And we're in this always-on, go, go, go marketplace. And we've come to a point where consumers are demanding a more intimate connection with the brands that they know and love. People crave emotion, and they want you to speak to their heart, and they want to hear stories about living life to the fullest, right? So one of the things I was thinking about is what was a recent fun little commercial or story that kind of resonated with me. And some of you may recall the latest 2013 Jetta commercial. And there's a bulldog in the commercial, and the bulldog eats the owner's keys. I see a few heads nodding. And it's just such a great commercial, and he picks up the dog, and he carries it out to his car, and he unlocks his car with the bulldog, and he takes him to the ER. It's just hilarious. And so when I was thinking about stories for this presentation, my friend, Mike Mello, who works at St. Archer Brewery, just posted they got approval for their beer, so I was super stoked. I'm like, okay, I hope when I Google St. Archer Brewery, it's not another shitty coming soon page. And I'm not here to put you down, but if you have a shitty coming soon page, let's fix that. So up came StArcherBrewery.com, and they have this amazing 2-minute video. And I'm a little biased because I'm probably a little bit of their target market that speaks to the lifestyle that they are speaking to, their demographic. And the video was about action sports and surfing, and that's what I grew up doing. So it was so exciting to me to see that, and I hadn't met the founders yet, and lo and behold, they were here today. So I'm just super stoked to see that kind of marketing taking place in the marketplace. So 3 M's, how do you grow this organically? So I like to start with motivation, message, and mechanism. Okay, so you have to give your users the motivation to want to spread your brand message. You have to motivate them. What is the message? So maybe it's a video like in the example of St. Archer. And then the mechanism that we're going to talk about today is mobile. So using the mobile platform to spread your message. So what's your audience? Take a picture of them. Take a picture in your tasting room or out at a beer festival of who you think your consumers are. Don't be creepy. And get a feel for who you're trying to market. We know you're making great beer, but speak to the consumer and tell a great story. Create their persona. Here's Mitch. He's 33 years old. He's a computer programmer. He drives a Nissan. He volunteers. He likes football and not baseball. Think of who it is. Post this up in your office, in your brewery, for everyone in your company to see. Who are you making beer for? Okay, so this is an iPhone. You can't tell because we're on a big screen, but imagine this 3 inches big. This is what a crappy brewery website looks that's not mobile web friendly. I can't read the navigation, and I'm sure you all used to scrolling in and trying to figure out what it is. Okay, so ask yourselves, is your website mobile friendly? If it's not, there's ways to fix that quickly and affordably. I understand working on a shoestring budget. I'm running a startup myself. So WordPress is one of the most popular blogging tool platforms out there. A lot of you might have sites or blogs hosted on WordPress. You can go to Elegant Themes and download a theme, a pre-designed theme, that's responsive design, and it'll work from an iPhone. Like SanDiegoBrewingCompany.com has a great mobile-friendly site, and lots of others. If you don't have access to WordPress and you're like this brewery, who I'm thinking of actually calling now tomorrow, is you tell your webmaster to include on the server side, hey, when a mobile user comes to my website and visit, deliver them our mobile-friendly website. It's super simple. If someone's going to try to charge you tens of thousands of dollars to do this, find somebody else. Here's a look at Anchor Brewing's mobile web-friendly site. You can drill right in. The buttons are bigger. You can see beer. You can drill into a beer. Now we're scrolling down the page. So we're going to read about the beer, and they have a video in there with a full description. So you've eliminated the zooming in, the zooming out, the scrolling around, if you've gotten that far. Okay? You really have one chance to grab this consumer. Don't make it frustrating. You want to make their experience with your brand for the very first time frictionless. I haven't tasted St. Archer beer yet, but I'm really excited to now. So remember, you get that one chance. Here's a look at Anchor Brewing's website. They didn't try to cram or re-replicate their website into mobile friendly. Okay, so here's their website. Here's the mobile one. I encourage you all to test this out with not only your company, but other breweries around you to kind of get a feel for being in the consumer's shoes. All right, so we get a lot of questions on, do we need to build our own branded app, a native app for our brewery and our brand? And it depends. So first and foremost, to develop a really well-working mobile app, something that you download out of the App Store, is going to run you $10,000, $20,000, $50,000. They're expensive. A good one, and I'm not talking outsourcing to India. You want to test first with a minimum viable product, and we've done this in examples of like San Diego Beer Week. We didn't go and build them a $20,000 app yet. We tested this year with a mobile-friendly website to see what sorts of results we get, and they're showing positive. We've done the same thing with Firestone Walker and their Invitational Beer Festival. Last year was a mobile-friendly site. This year we're going to kick it up a notch and do more of an app. You guys can use tools like Kit Apps and AppMaker to test this yourself as well. Do not replicate your website into a mobile app. It won't work. Do not replicate your website into a mobile app. Apps are for experiences like playing games, something that earns points, maybe that affects a charity campaign, or think of how you can build an app around a special beer release. Okay, so those are some key important things for you to remember. Testing. So don't go out and spend $10,000 or $20,000 or $30,000 on a website. You can test first. You can download a template out of Elegant Themes from WordPress for $39 and have a beautiful website that's mobile friendly, and test. What stories are resonating? What videos have you produced that are working for consumers? So here's the wonderful world of social media, but I'm going to relate it back to mobile. There's a lot out there. It can be confusing, but really my message today is to focus and choose one. So I'm going to show you some examples. Society Brewing is here in San Diego. They've done an amazing job pre-launch leading up to their brewery with their brand. These are their coasters. They separate out and people are using them like trading cards. It's a wonderful idea. They're using Instagram, and that's what I'm recommending that you guys start with. Instagram helps you tell your story through picture taking. You're not content strategist professionals and professional copywriters. Use pictures to tell your story. Make sure to put an interesting caption. Society Brewing having fun. We know you brew beer. Don't just post pictures of your mash tun. Show who your team is and who's behind them. These are the Travis and Doug and the guys during Halloween. It's fun. Here's another favorite one. Karen Blair and Scott Blair own Hamilton's and a bunch of bars around town and Monkey Paw. And I follow her on Instagram through her personal site. Be fun and thoughtful. Build relationships with your potential consumers. So she posted a fun picture of her dog that says, black and white cat across the street, being a jerk again, butterfly, leave blow, no sight of FedEx guy. It's just fun. So if there's people inside of your company who are fun and witty, help them, extend your brand throughout. Here's a good one. So I mentioned a second ago, don't just post pictures of a mash tun. Okay, so here's a great Instagram from Lost Abbey. And they didn't just post that this is hops. That's great, I get it, it's hops. That's what goes in beer. It says, I wish this photo gave this 85-pound Centennial hop mound justice. Now I'm like, yes, 85 pounds of hops, that's massive. Next guy says, what did it go into? They report back, note this, our hop back, the same container we use for our hot rocks. You can see it here, and they link him over to a video on Vimeo. This is excellent. This is what you all should be doing, drawing the connections and creating those conversations with your consumers. This is all through Instagram. The great news is you can set up Instagram in 2 seconds from your phone, and you can have it feed and post to your Twitter and your Facebook. So you could really just kind of manage and choose one weapon with an Instagram. So focus. I always get this question, where do I start? In a website and Facebook and Twitter, and I don't know what to use. Just choose one, focus and test what's going to work for you guys. If you're not getting a lot of people talking and commenting on your Instagram photos in Instagram, and you want more communication going, switch over to Twitter, switch over to Facebook. If the conversations aren't happening, don't force them, but focus on one, test, and move out from there. Oops. So here's a couple tools for you. I find that a lot of people don't realize that Google Analytics is a free analytics tool. If you have a website, which I hope most of you do, please have your webmaster install Google Analytics on your website today. You can see geographically where your users are coming from, down to the state level, down to the city level. We had so much fun dissecting this information, not only for our company, TapHunter, where we're going to launch next, but all for San Diego Beer Week, on where we should be advertising next year. And some other really geeky tools for those other techie geeks of you out there. All right, so here's the checklist. Where's Bob from Atlanta Brewing? There you are. Here's your checklist. So my goal was to give you guys enough solid tidbits with examples and tools that you can leave today with the checklist to go into 2013 and start putting these in play. So pre-launch, know your audience, write their story and create a persona, choose your weapon of choice, run tests, and focus. Once you've gone through that, it could be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe you switch from Instagram to Facebook. That can take a few months. It could take 6 months. But not until then do you go out and spend money advertising or on other elements like that. So you can really use your pre-launch strategy to help you, to kind of gauge where you're going next advertising-wise. Improve and iterate. And use social media for relationships. So you saw the example of Karen Blair with her Instagram. I know there's distributors in this room, other vendors. Start following and making relationships with people through Twitter and Instagram. You'd be surprised where it will get you. So take risks. I know brewing is, and that special recipe and that crazy one-off beer, and you're making great product. Don't be afraid to take risks with your marketing and have fun. That's the biggest point. So again, I'm Melani Gordon with TapHunter. If you have questions or want a copy of this deck, please email me. And thank you very much.